take, but I actually like Zorua a lot more than Zoroark. We're rating them all, and really, they are both very unique and interesting Pokemon. Starting with their signature ability, Illusion, which, if used correctly, in certain battles can give you basically a free first turn, which is really nice since Zorua is very frail with like 40 in HP and defenses. Now, 80 special attack and 65 in speed and attack would be really nice for an early game Pokemon, but its move pool is really bad. It doesn't get a single special move by level up, and you're basically stuck with just feint attack up until right before you evolve. It's very disappointing. 2.5 stars. And I'm honestly shocked at how bad its availability is. In its debut games, it's just not available at all, unless you have a Celebi from a 15-year-old event. So stupid. But you do get one as a gift around the 5th gym in the sequels, then on the first route in Alola, but not until around the 8th gym in Kalos. And we don't count DLC or the open worlds of Hisui or Paldea yet, so thanks to Alola, it still manages to get 2.5 stars. But concept and design is where this line shines bright. You could argue that this is the Gen 5 reskin of Eevee, but instead of a mutating fox-like creature, it's a shape-shifting fox-like creature. Zorua's concept may not be as, original or creative, I guess, but it is much deeper, taking inspiration from folklore all over the world, ranging from things like the Kitsune from Japan, changelings from Europe, and tricksters, etc., of which a lot of them are depicted as tricksy fox-like creatures. Then Zorua uses said illusions to escape and be safe. 5 stars. And like I said at the start, I actually prefer Zorua over Zoroark's design quite a bit. Little Zorua manages to merge so many different appeals into one Pokemon. It's absolutely adorable, clearly devious, and you could argue it's one of the prettier Pokemon, especially that shiny, one of the best, for sure. The color scheme is fantastic, it's cool, it's unique, it very clearly shows the idea. That's an easy 5-star design, which will give Zorua a pretty decent 3.75 stars overall. Zoroark is one of, if not the most popular Gen 5 Pokemon, but how will it do as we rate them all? It's a bit tricky to use in battle, but it can be really awesome. Partly thanks to its signature ability Illusion, which if planned for and used correctly can basically give you a free first turn, but it is admittedly pretty inconsistent in a playthrough. Then it has the prototypical frail, fast sweeper stat spread with 120 special attack Shining, which is kind of wasted on the fact that most of its good moves are physical. Foul Play, Night Slash, U-Turn, it even gets Swords Dance by TM. Now it does get Calm Mind, Nasty Paw, and at least Shadow Ball, but the best special dark move that it gets in Gen 5 is Snarl until it learns Night Daze at level 64. But to be fair, this is a good problem to have. It can be a very effective sweeper in either direction. 4.5 stars in battle prowess. But Zorua's availability was just awful, as we saw, only getting a 2.5 thanks to Alola saving it, so Zoroark will of course get 2.5. Then upon evolution, it takes a much darker and almost storybook style folk turn conceptually. They're both based on fox-like trickster folklore across different cultures like the Kitsune, changelings, werewolves, and tricksters. But now instead of using its illusions to run away, Zoroark uses them to trap and punish people who dare venture into its lair. 5 stars. But design-wise, I think it's a tad overrated. Now, it's still awesome, I get that. The color scheme is fantastic. You cannot go wrong with black and red. And then you throw on that green-blue hair tie thing that matches its eyes. Nice touch. Like Zorua, it does a fantastic job showing the trickster fox-like Pokemon idea, and I do like how its general spikiness shows its more mature and dangerous nature. But it's just always seemed a bit off to me. Maybe it's the proportions of the toothpick-style arms and waist in contrast to the giant ponytail in replacement of a fox's tail. Also, not that it matters, but it doesn't look anywhere near as good as its Hisuian form, which is one of the coolest Pokemon ever. But still, Zoroark is a very cool-looking Pokemon. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Something feels off. 4.5 stars, which will give Zoroark the final score of 4.125 stars overall, just short of the top 5.